Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This reading is for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is your 2021 year ahead reading. You have the Strength card and the World card showing up here. Leo and Virgo energy respectively. Could be talking about an energy that you're dealing with or your own energies or just major changes happening for you here, right? Talking about really digging down deep into your inner strength in order to bring about new beginnings, okay? Sometimes I feel like it can just be like really hard to let go. You know, it's something that we talk about a lot, but it actually requires a lot of work, right? A lot of introspection, a lot of compassion for yourself. And again, that Strength card showing up, remembering your inner strength, a lot of discernment. I feel like some of you may benefit from working with clear quartz crystal if you connect to crystals, okay? I'm also seeing the Star card. So Aquarian energy, as we know, we had a lot of transits happening involving Aquarius towards the end of last year, and will continue throughout this year as well. So definitely pay attention if you have Aquarius energy in your chart or where it shows up in your chart. Okay, there's that World card reverse. So again, I'm feeling this energy of like maybe having a little bit of trouble of closing out past cycles. Could possibly also have to do with an air sign, possibly Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, okay? I'm seeing potentially maybe some financial ups and downs here. Okay, that could be related to a cycle closing out as well. Okay, if that, I know we're like not really into the reading, but for some reason I'm picking up on Libra energy. I've been a little bit slow with these readings. So it was recorded like probably about a week ago or so. I think it was the last one that I did. Now that I am back home, back in town, I'm trying to catch up. So February, March, April, May, June. Okay, could also be connecting with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This is that energy of moving on. Okay, so for a lot of you, this could be talking about, you know, a connection or even a situation that it's like, you know, you may have already sort of been dealing with this, right? Obviously, it depends on where exactly you fall within the timeline. Let me shift these cards over a little bit so that we can get a better view here. You know, whether you, I guess what I should say is that whether you've been dealing with it for a while or this is something sort of new that's transpiring, it does seem like this might be sort of the focal energy for the first half of your year at least, okay? But trust it's for your higher good here, right? With that Six of Wands on a path of victory and triumph. And really, you know, stand strong in your beliefs, right? It may be like, in fact, you really shaking up the foundation here, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your professional life. Obviously, nothing happens in a vacuum. So it could be a bit of both. Your overall energy is that Princess of Swords, right? That discerning kind of energy. For some of you too, I do feel like you may be studying or learning something new, or this might even involve sort of like a new project that sort of involves communication, writing, or speaking of some sort, okay? For some of you, it could be, you know, like a creative sort of endeavor that you're working on. But I do feel like there's, you know, someone or something that you're sort of needing to connect from, mostly so that you can sort of have this clarity, have this discernment. And it also feels like it's related to how you kind of channel your energy, right? And that you're not sort of focusing on anything that sort of might be a distraction, or I just heard detraction as well. So with the World card here, definitely could be connecting with an earth energy, hermit, Virgo specifically. You may kind of like be needing perhaps like a hermit mode. You know, sometimes those word slips, there's a reason that they come in. So that definitely could be what this is talking about too. You know, that if they're you know, is a possibly, again, like an earth sign, a Virgo more in particular, or it seems to be a situation, okay? Again, for some of you, it could be a work environment, it could be a home environment, it could be really a myriad of things, but it seems to just really sort of challenge your grounding and challenge your foundation. I feel like that part of it specifically, like it challenges your grounding, right? Your sense of stability and your sense of grounding. That's going to be the key indicator as to who or what this may be. I almost feel like there's something that's sort of holding you back from really fully embodying yourself. But again, it sort of feels like it resolves later on towards the year with that 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands energy. In February, right, that was January. So in February, you have the Prince of Swords reverse. Notice how that's kind of mirroring this Princess of Swords, right? So again, this could be talking about a person that you are connected with, okay? Possibly, again, an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius here. I do also feel like if this is not talking about a person, you know, this may just be talking about sort of shifts of perspectives that are happening. Now, this is a lot of the collective energy that I've been picking up on since the tail end of last month when I did start doing these readings. And of course, that coincided with the Great Conjunction and Saturn and Jupiter moving into the sign of Aquarius. So I just feel like for some of you, if this is not talking about a connection in particular, if it's not talking about a work situation in particular, this could be talking about, you know, just sort of shifts that are needing to happen in your mind space, a shift in thought patterns, a shift in perspective. It seems to be that it's related to, I'm getting like this energy perhaps of, maybe obsessing or sort of ruminating over certain events or thoughts or things that people say. And I feel like that's where the shift is happening, right? That you perhaps need to work on not so much focusing on the things that are external and more so on the internal. And again, clear quartz may really help you here. In March, you have the 5 of Pentacles reverse. So especially if you are connecting with an earth sign, I feel like this is related to the situation with that person. Or again, for some of you, this may be talking about work or just sort of some financial ups and downs, like I was talking about as I was laying the cards out. Okay. 5 of Pentacles talks about either a metaphoric kind of feeling left out in the cold. So again, this could be you. This could be someone that you are connected with, especially if you feel like, a lot of energy has been coming in recently of sort of like needing to make head over heart decisions, right? So you may sort of be like emotionally still attached and connected, but logically you sort of know, right, that you need to detach and move on. And again, easier sort of said than done here. So this could just be talking about how you're feeling. For others of you where this is talking about, monetary sort of ups and downs, you may sort of face some financial challenges here in March. I feel like, the benefit of knowing that up front is that if you know that now, perhaps you can put some things into place to sort of save or, spend accordingly so that you can manage that time as best as you can. In April, you have the 6 of Pentacles reverse. Okay. So I do feel like, perhaps there was a situation or something that you were hoping would sort of come through, something that would work out here. I do feel like, again, for some of you, it feels like sort of working on a connection or work that you've sort of like put into, a job. Did anyone else just see that? I swear I just saw something float across the screen, but I didn't actually see it in real life. That was interesting. And again, for some of you, this could be talking about sort of monetary challenges. Keep in mind that, again, this could be someone that you are connecting with. Okay, again, especially if you are connecting with an earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. Okay, there could definitely be perhaps some type of, change in financial status or a situation, right? Changes in terms of work, a job loss even here. Obviously, to me, these two cards especially just feel like, they feel like a microcosm of sort of like what 2020 has felt like for a lot of people, right? Which is a lot about, which has been a lot about financial uncertainty, right? And that's just sort of the way that it goes sometimes. We will probably clarify some of these cards, so do stay tuned for that. Let's see. So that was February, March, April. In May, you have the Fool card here. Okay. So again, whatever it is that's being called of you to close out here, to let go of, it's so that you can be light and free for these new beginnings. I'm again seeing clear quartz and connecting with clear quartz crystal on, especially if you're sort of looking for clarity directionally, what to do, where to go, what to focus on, meditate with that clear quartz. I don't think I've ever really slept with clear quartz, maybe once or twice, but I can't really remember it. So I don't really want to report on it, but maybe I'll try it out and then I can see if it's something I would definitely suggest. But I would definitely recommend, wearing it, holding it, especially during meditation again. And for some of you, I feel like, this card, right, the Fool is the start of the spiritual journey, right? So for a lot of you, I feel like this is about closing out, old or past karma, okay? And again, could even be like sort of outdated sort of beliefs or, modes or ways of being or sort of thinking. And this is really asking you to sort of think new. For a lot of you too, I also feel like this is about, you may be, I'm almost feeling like you feel like a new person. You look like a new person. It could be in terms of, just your energy, but it could also be that, you're sort of kind of like adopting a new persona, but it's not like fake. It's not like donning a mask. It's actually more like uncovering, right? Like unmasking actually who you really are inside. Again, kind of like freeing yourself from any sort of external baggage. I am also seeing that for some of you here, really connecting with animals in your life, a fur friend of some sort if you have one, or perhaps thinking about getting one, again, possibly closer to springtime there, right? Because that's coming up in May. In June, you have the Queen of Cups reverse. So again, for some of you, you could be connecting to possibly a water sign as well. This would be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Water, as we know, talks about, the heart space, the emotions, okay? And again, for some of you, I feel like this is like sort of ongoing, okay? Or again, maybe it's just starting for some of you, but it seems to play out for the first half of the year. And I feel like this could be about, almost like I'm hearing like the phrase like love lost, like that. And I hesitate in saying that because I actually believe that, love is at the core and it's foundational to sort of everything that we do, even past connections for, that have left our lives for whatever sort of reasons, that their love is sort of essential and foundational and can be a huge part of the healing process, right? While still keeping in mind making logical decisions, head over heart sort of decisions. But I do feel like, someone sort of, it does feel like someone may be struggling a little bit emotionally here. Sometimes this Queen of Cups can talk about sort of a little bit of a depressive kind of energy. Again, this could be talking about you. This could be talking about someone that you are connecting with. I'm also getting that it's something about the Cancer sort of season energy, right? Which would be starting towards the end of June, but it could be related to that as well, especially again, if you have Cancer somewhere in your chart. In July, you have the Six of Swords. So this is the point at which I start to feel like the healing really occurs, okay? And especially if someone, you or someone that you've connected with has maybe even been dealing with some type of health issue, because I am seeing it's like a little bit more of a peripheral kind of energy, but I am seeing like maybe healing physically or like some type of surgery. Again, it feels like this starts to happen mid-year. For others of you, this is talking about, that finally sort of like moving forward, moving out of whatever this is type of energy. Almost like that World card is going to start changing here in the month of July here with the Six of Swords. For others of you, sometimes the Six of Swords can talk about, literal travel or relocation. So that may be happening for you as well that month if it's not the sort of more metaphorical type of movement, okay? In August, you have the Two of Swords reverse. So I'm again connecting with Aquarian energy, really tapping in, connecting with your intuition. I feel like it almost feels like the year is like one big struggle to decide, and that may really resonate for those of you who maybe struggle with indecision. And I feel like that may be a part of your, a lifelong sort of like learning lesson for you, but is learning to sort of trust and use your intuition for that discernment. Okay. And for some of you, you may sort of connect to, moon magic or moon rituals, setting sort of new intentions around the new moon, releasing around the full moon. I feel like if you do that already, continue doing that. If you don't do that, maybe that's something you want to look into, because again, that might sort of just help to, buoy your that clarity that you're looking for, but as well as your confidence is what I'm feeling as well. Okay. To that point in September, you have the Queen of Wands reverse, right? So this is a very confident kind of card. I feel like, again, it's almost like this reading feels very indicative of the fact that like our headspace, right? Our thoughts, our mind, what we think, the stories we sort of tell ourselves, right? And of course, like external communication has to do with that as well, but it really starts within, right? And I'm just sort of getting this energy of like, the challenge here for you is to tell yourself a story that empowers you as opposed to drains your energy or drains your power, drains your esteem, drains your kind of confidence, drains your, the recognizing sort of your own light and your own beauty, right? However it is that sort of speaks to or resonates for you. And I feel like that's part of the decision here with that Two of Wands reverse, with the Queen of Wands reverse. The thing is that you get there eventually, right? It's almost like all roads lead to the same, whatever. I don't even know how the phrase actually goes, but it's almost like it's like you can take the quickest route or you can sort of take a winding sort of path. And it feels like this might be more of like a winding kind of path for you. And that's okay, right? Obviously, maybe there are other things that you're meant to experience or that you're meant to learn along that path, right? The reason why you wouldn't just want to take the quickest route from A to B. In October, you finally get there. So you have the Six of Wands, right? That victory, overcoming, that triumphant kind of energy here. Because it's interesting, right? Like you're a fire energy, but I almost wonder if I'm hearing like the phrase like fanning the flames of fire, right? And again, I feel like this is more so about your mind space, your head space, but it's like if you sort of like sit and ruminate on, negative thoughts or self-limited sort of thinking or beliefs, how that will sort of feed upon each other and fuel that. But I feel like by the time October comes around, you have found a way to sort of channel that fire energy, possibly creatively. Okay. There is a lot of solar plexus chakra energy coming into this reading, which is like our seat and source of creativity, right? But I feel like rather than being overwhelmed by the flames, again, it's like you're channeling them, right? Like you're sort of this all powerful alchemizer and like flamethrower, I'm using like really, maybe not so great metaphors here, but that's just sort of what I'm seeing. Okay. I'm just seeing that you have overcome a lot of what feels like especially internal conflict. It may be derived from external sources, right? It might be derived from criticism that we received in childhood, experiences that we had in school or in work or whatever the case may be. Those things may sort of feed into it, but again, it's ultimately about how do we respond to it? What do we tell ourselves, right? In November, you have the Seven of Wands. So I feel like once you've achieved that victory, and again, it feels like very much so like an internal accomplishment, okay? There's this energy of sort of standing your ground, right? Standing on sort of this knowledge that you've learned, standing on this victory that you gained that, again, is about sort of this internal work that you've put in. And I feel like this is about, once you've done that work, right? Once you've gone down this winding path, once you've learned that lesson, like not regressing, right? Not allowing, again, anything outside of you to sort of push you back, right? Or, I'm almost heard like the phrase like pushing you back on your heels, right? Which is kind of like a defensive stance as opposed to like sort of being more proactive as opposed to reactionary to things, right? And again, that has a lot to do with how you prepare yourself, right? The sort of self-care and again, that sort of self-reflection and introspective kind of energy that you pour into self. It could also be, as you sort of overcome, because I am feeling like, again, especially towards the beginning of the year, it feels like this involves another person or possibly people, right? We could be talking about a group dynamic, a family, a work environment. Again, I do feel like as you sort of overcome these, we'll just say, generally speaking, obstacles and challenges, and again, sort of really come into this place of empowerment, it's almost like other people may sort of be trying to cause, tension or friction, whether it's overtly or whether it's because, it's almost like what I'm hearing that phrase. It's like only people that benefit from our lack of boundaries push back. Again, I'm like paraphrasing and I'm probably butchering it, but something along those lines, right? Like as you sort of step into your power, people who benefited from you not being in your power may take issue with that. Okay. And by your season next year, right, with this Tower energy, of course, Scorpio energy here, but I'm almost hearing like the phrase like raised earth, like that you're just not going to stand for anything or anyone that doesn't help to, that isn't a pillar of support for you. I just keep hearing that word as well. And intuitively, again, it's like, I feel like that these changes have been a long time coming, right? I sense it with the World card here coming up in January. So it's almost like there are possibly, people, places, and things that you're thinking about now, or that you're already seeing now, like, I don't know, I don't know if this is like going to withstand the test of time, right? I don't know, maybe if these are going to be people or situations that that I can sort of see myself around, or building a community of support around through the next year, right? And I feel like by the end of next year, you really start to see that a lot of those changes are already happening, right? And that's only happening so that new sort of foundations can be built as well, okay? Let's get a few clarifiers, and then we'll get the oracle guidance and close out the reading. Okay. So I'm using the A.E. Waite Holographic Tarot to clarify. I'm seeing King of Pentacles as well as the High Priestess could be connecting with Pisces or Capricorn. Again, we did pick up on Earth energy there with the World card. Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo was more so the energy that I was picking up earlier. But of course, this is a collective reading, so everyone's story is going to be different, and obviously it may or may not resonate. Clarify the World reverse. So for the World reverse, you got the Knight of Cups. Okay. Interesting. I do feel like, I don't know why I just heard the word expectation. Like, I feel like someone was expecting something to happen, whether this is someone's expectations of you, someone's expectations of, or your expectations rather, of someone else. But I just do very strongly feel this energy of a sort of like a disappointment. Okay. And it does seem to involve the heart space. For the Prince of Swords, the clarifiers literally flew out before I could even get the words out. You have the Queen of Cups, which showed up here again in June with the Ace of Cups here, okay, with the Prince of Swords. So remember how I was saying, like, it feels like there might be sort of a person, perhaps, or people, or a situation that feels very distracting, right? And so the clarifier that's coming in for this is pour into self, right? Take care of your own heart, your own self, right? That's sort of going to be the most important thing to focus on, and not anything, again, that sort of maybe a distraction from that. Clarify the Five of Pentacles. So for the Five of Pentacles, you got the Page of Pentacles and the Emperor card. Okay, so for some of you here, I do feel like, again, there's this energy of perhaps starting something new. So let's just take an example. Let's say that you, or perhaps someone that you are connected with, is, very highly successful at what they do, very high up, and they want to start all over fresh, doing something entirely new, right? And they have to sort of start at the bottom. So this could be talking about that, right? Obviously that may come along with a pay cut, but what I'm seeing here is that there is the potential for this to sort of grow, right? If you think about it, right? Like, if you, let's say again, like, whatever you're doing, like, your mid-level career, like, it's fine, right? Like, it could sustain you for the rest of your life, but perhaps it's not what you're passionate about. Maybe you're not fulfilled with what it is that you're doing, and that there's something else that you want to be doing, or that you want to try your hand at, right? If you allow, if you allow sort of that fear, right, of that monetary instability or insecurity getting to you, you're not going to take that chance to grow into that Emperor, right? These are both Aries energy here, another fire sign, right, with the Fool and the Emperor card coming up here. All right, so I actually feel like that's a clarifier for both the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So I'm going to skip the Six of Pentacles. Let's move on to the Queen of Cups. You have the Nine of Wands. So the Wounded Warrior card, again, for definitely, I feel like someone here, whether it's you, Sagittarius, because this can actually be your energy. It does feel like, again, there's some pain, or there's some processing perhaps that needs to happen around the heart chakra. Could even just be heart chakra healing, okay? Because this card can talk about like wounds of the past, right? So for some of you, you may be sort of dealing with, you know, again, past wounding, whatever that may sort of pertain to in your childhood, past life, even past connections. So of course, and relationships as well. Clarify the Two of Swords. So for the Two of Swords, they were stuck together. You have the Page of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so it's interesting, right? Because I'm getting a few things. One is, and remember that this is coming up in August, okay? So the Seven of Pentacles to me here is sort of almost like I'm getting like sort of like a looking back at the past type of energy. And I don't know exactly how that might sort of, because remember with that Two of Swords, I was saying that some of you, it's like you may be sort of struggling with indecision, okay? Because I just feel this energy of like, you know, there's something that you've sort of already worked on, you've put time and effort into. There does feel like, again, this energy sort of an expectation, maybe of some type of offer or an apology. Again, it's not clear to me if this is like an expectation that you have or if it's someone's expectation of you here as well. I would say, you know, again, sort of like what I was talking about with that Two of Swords, this is really saying you have to go within, right? And with that Seven of Pentacles, oftentimes with that sort of like, you know, looking back and review kind of energy, the question that I sort of get off of that card is like, you know, what worked, what didn't work from the past, right? What might you sort of want to revisit or sort of integrate in terms of what worked, okay? And with that Page of Cups here, you know, it could be talking about, really sort of following your truest desires, okay? And I am just sort of vaguely getting this creativity and like fertility energy as well, whether it's like a literal sort of fertility or, you know, metaphorically birthing or creating something, okay? Clarify the Queen of Wands. So with the Queen of Wands, you have the Hierophant here. You know, again, this card to me is just speaking to, you know, being in your power, operating out of your highest self and your highest knowledge, okay? That's what you're being encouraged to do, okay? And I feel like put that into context in terms of the Page of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles, okay? Because that's sort of what I was talking about. It's almost like really being honest with yourself in terms of an assessment of, you know, again, what you've sort of built and invested in to date and how that might shape and inform where it is you're trying to go. And also what is your heart space calling you towards. I'm going to close the clarifiers down there. Let's get into the Oracle guidance. Okay, I just saw financial discipline. And again, for some of you, that will be especially pertinent like in the springtime. Okay. I saw health as well. So again, you or someone you're connected with maybe sort of dealing with a health issue, possibly a surgery. That could also be what's coming up here with the Five of Pentacles, right? That could be sort of like an unexpected expense. So just keep that in mind, all right? Whoa. Okay, so the card you have is the number 19, Pride. Wow. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. Someone's letting pride get in the way. Hey, don't do it. What was it? Okay, if anyone's watched Bridgerton, I'm such a dork. It's on Netflix. It's really good. I literally watched it in like 1 or 2 days. But there's a really great line. I forget in what episode, but there's like this older lady, her name's Lady Danbury, and she's talking to one of the other characters, Simon, and she's like, you know, pride will cost you everything and leave you with nothing. And if that isn't the truth, I don't know what is. So it says, this card indicates a need to swallow your pride to improve your current situation and your quality of life. By admitting when you're wrong and choosing to see another's point of view, whether this person is right or wrong, you raise your vibration, which brings you closer to your dreams. The bottom line is, if you want to create a happy, harmonious life, you must let go of your need to be right or in control. To overpower, belittle, or punish another goes against the nature of your soul and takes you out of alignment. Yet, when you have the courage to own up to your mistakes, you align yourself with Source. Admitting when you're wrong builds character, inner strength, and self-esteem. It opens the door for resolution and creates better relationships with others. Stubbornness and pride get you nowhere, but humility and compromise bring you closer to the realization of your dreams. The affirmation here says, I admit my mistakes and improve my quality of life. Honestly, I feel like You know, and this is not an indictment of fire signs. I actually really love fire signs. I love your energy, but I do feel like stubbornness may be a thing that overall, like as an element, y'all kind of struggle with, right? And remember, that's sort of what we were talking about here with that Queen of Wands energy to the Six of Wands and the Seven of Wands. So again, I feel like ultimately you do learn the lesson, right? It's just a matter of time. Okay, the final card, we're going to get an animal spirit message. This deck is by Colette Sharon Reed. And we'll close out your reading, Saggies. I have a phone call in less than a minute. Actually, right now. It's 5 o'clock right now. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock here. Okay. I think I'm hungry. I'm a little delirious at the moment. All right, your card, Antelope Spirit, life is speeding up. And look at that, that came out. I just happened to put it down on top of the Six of Swords, right? Which again, can talk about movement, okay? The Chariot energy, rapid movement. So again, the middle of the year, June to July, feels to be pretty transformative for you, Sagittarius. So again, just keep that in mind. And this number is the number 2, okay? And choices in deciding, I feel like this is like deciding about how you show up, right? So Antelope Spirit, life is speeding up. The Oracle message. When Antelope Spirit rushes into your life, you are being reminded of the quickening of your personal evolution as a powerful co-creator. You are being told unequivocally that it is time to get moving, set your intentions, and take action toward making your dreams real. There is an intensity you can feel, and it is important to take advantage of this energy right now. If you have a plan for your career or financial abundance, now is the time to step it up. If you're asking about a relationship, make that first move. Just know that the intentions that you have set in motion are coming together now at warp speed. Stay alert and keep up. Things are getting interesting when Antelope Spirit calls you to move quickly. The protection message. Do you feel how fast the world is changing? Like everything is moving at warp speed. It's hard to control desired outcomes or set fixed goals because by the time you get there, you will have actually moved beyond it. I feel that 100%, right? Now's the time to let go and enjoy the exhilarating ride as intentions you have set in motion in the past are coming into form with lightning speed. Your job is to stay the course even if the pace feels dizzying. You may find you will change your mind a half dozen times or more as you improve your offerings, and that is just fine. Make peace with the pace, for if you ride this quickening energy, you will solve challenges quickly and effortlessly instead of being bogged down. The best way to use this energy is to let go of worry and stay mindfully present as you continue to take action. Also, if something is not going to be in your best interest, no matter how badly you want it, Antelope will quickly remove it so you can move toward what is truly meant for you. Wow, that resonates so much, right? If something is taken away, be grateful and keep moving. This is not the time to sit still, but to breathe deeply as you move forward with velocity. So Sagittarius, again, that's your year ahead reading. If the reading resonated, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, this is one style of reading I do offer. You can do so through my website. I also have a newsletter you can subscribe to for free. And I post like weekly card readings on my Instagram. So any of those things all listed down below. Thank you as always for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Bye.